Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc's Holiday Schlock, where it's a review of the movie American Scream King. This one's about a couple of guys who want to try to do their own horror movie, but, well, they want to kind of do it realistically, so they do an open audition and get a bunch of women to come in for the audition, and, well, right after they say that they passed, they are kidnapped and put into their basement and held hostage until Halloween. Yeah, it's another Halloween horror movie. And for each one of the women, they get to play a game. Spin the knife, some sort of a quiz game. What else? Stab your fellow prisoner, well, not prisoner, hostage, I should say. Anyway, it's all down to the killers, two other women, and another woman. But it turns out the two women that two out of three women that are still there are actually the killer's girlfriends, and their names are Laura and Kristen. Well, Kristen, I think, is asked to stab one of her fellow hostages, which she does, and seems to kind of enjoy it. And then it's revealed that, they're the girlfriends of the two killers. Would you like to know the killers' names? Killer 1 and Killer 2. I'm not kidding. That's the names they gave him. So, with pretty much everybody else dead, except for Killer 1, Killer 2, and their girlfriends, Killer 1 and Killer 2 decide how they're going to wrap up the movie. And they talk about how it always seems like somebody in the movie that you completely forget about seems to come back and finishes everybody off. Well, one of the women that went to go for an audition and, was able to escape without any problems, named Celia, reappears, kills the two girlfriends, and then tells Killer 1 and Killer 2 to kind of get into a fight. One of them has to stab the other one in order for the other one to live and win the game. But she kind of turns the tide on him by telling him that she lied, pulled a gun out, which she had on him throughout the last good 8, 9, 10 minutes of the movie, and shoots Killer 1 or 2, I don't know, in the head, ending the movie. It's from Brain Damage Films, folks, and I feel like I'm reviewing more of their movies than any other B-movie studio I can think of. So why did this movie suck? Okay, I can understand that if you're going for an audition, you try to put everything you can into the audition in order to land the movie. But this movie was just horrible all the way around. It was supposed to be a comedy horror. It had the horror part right, but Killer 1 and Killer 2 were extremely obnoxious. I mean, they seemed like alright until, at the first part of it, and then they just became extremely annoying, over-the-top, badly acting dudes. And I will admit, the return of the one girl who escaped to come back and kill them all, it would have made a pretty nice twist, but when Killer 1 and Killer 2 are talking at the table about how to wrap up a movie and every kind of cliche in a horror movie and everything like that, it kind of ruined it, and you could kind of sort of see it coming in a way. So, yeah, this movie's almost... Well, at first I thought it was almost going to be sort of like Saw or 9 Lives, keeping people hostage, and they tried to do a twist on you, sort of like in Saw. But then they started trying to give everything away, like in Scream. How ironic. Strangely and oddly enough, the movie is only just a little over 70 minutes long, maybe 71. And it's on the Kings of Horror channel if you want to check it out, which I wouldn't recommend it, but if you have seen it and you'd like to leave me a comment below what you think about it, love to hear from you guys. But this movie was really awful. It was pretty bad. The gore in it, not great. I think the only thing you're going to really cringe at mostly is the bad acting in this movie. At least maybe mostly for that part. But it was really, really bad. And Killer 1, Killer 2, not a couple of guys I'd want to see in a franchise. And thank God hopefully there won't be any more. But there you guys have it, a review of American Scream King. Brain Damage Films, you've done it again. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. If you have a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that, well, it seemed like it had a good title, a good plot, but it made you want to scream like well, maybe not like a king, but maybe like a maniac after it was over with. Send it my way and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. And until next time, as always, stay strong, rock on.